Hi, I'm Ranjay. I'm on the go-to-market team here at Rattle, and in this video, I'll be showing what Rattle is and how the platform works. So Rattle makes Slack the new interface for Salesforce. And what this means is any custom object, or field that exists within your Salesforce instance can be accessed and managed directly inside of Slack. So there's three key problems that this solves. Productivity, updating Salesforce is extremely time consuming. A lot of reps just don't do it. Communication and visibility, there's no communication layer or real-time alerts that exist within Salesforce, at least not effective ones. And then data hygiene. Missing data has a pretty big downstream impact on your business, or inaccurate data as well. So I'll jump into Slack and I'll show you kind of how this platform works. And I'm going to demo kind of 4 key use cases here. But before I do, we've built a very deep integration. So anything that exists in your Salesforce instance is something that we can integrate into Slack. So whatever your challenges are with Salesforce, it's likely something we can solve by bringing it to Slack here. So the first use case I'll show is something called meeting DMs. So we'll integrate with your calendar instance, your Google Calendar in this case. Say Sahil at Rattle, Sean at Edge, you have an upcoming call, and we'll ping you 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before to let you know, and also enrich that with Salesforce information. So as a rep, I get the full download in seconds to know what were the notes from the last call, what's the context, who's this call with, can get the download and immediately be ready to take the call. Now, as that call is happening, instead of me having to take notes inside of Evernote or a Google Doc, I can take notes directly inside of Rattle here and log the call here inside of this instance. So I'll type some nonsense in here, hit submit, and that call was logged. Normally what happens with such a busy day for a rep is they'll keep the notes inside of a Google Doc. Then at the end of the day or at the end of the week, they'll have to go back, go log the calls, go update their pipeline by looking at their calendar and then going into Salesforce for each account or each opportunity. It's a pretty time-consuming process. So we can have them log the call directly in Slack where they already live. Not only that, but I can also update Salesforce as well. So maybe I want to move stages. Maybe this went well. I want to move this to closed one, change the amount, change the close date, change the next step. I can stay on top of my pipeline and make sure it's in top shape directly after the call happens, and then hit submit. Awesome. And then move on to the next deal. Now, this process alone, from what we've seen, saves 30 minutes per rep per day, just from being able to do this inside of Slack rather than having to go navigate Salesforce to find and update all this information. Now, the second use case gets into data hygiene here. I'm going to use this ping right here. The close date for Gigster is 7 days away. So what we can do is actually notify a rep when they have an upcoming close date, or maybe the close date was in the past, and have them update that directly inside of Slack. So this instance for these buttons, and these buttons are completely customizable, I can just go in and click push 1 month on this button, and that'll immediately get pushed. And this could say, hey, pick a specific date, right? We could do that as well. But even the laziest reps will get this ping, push this by 1 month, and then stay on top of their pipeline, right? Be able to have more accurate close dates here just from this process alone. And what we can do is say I'm not responding to this rattle or any rattles for that sense. We can actually set escalation rules. Say I don't respond to this 3 days later. We can set escalation metrics to then send this in a DM with me and my manager that says, hey, Ranjay hasn't responded to this rattle. And what that starts to drive is behavioral change, because I'm sitting here thinking, well, I don't want to be in a DM and have that negative visibility. I'm immediately going to update this and respond to this rattle as soon as I get it. So I can easily push that. Now, if you noticed in the top, this channel close date changed, lit up. So I see here opportunity with Gigster was just moved out of the quarter. What this is a real-time alert to know if this is moved out of the quarter. And this is important for VPs of sales, for managers, maybe even CROs as well, to know when there's high-value deals that are moving. Rather than me having to wait to get this information in a one-on-one or wait to get this information by building a report or going into pipeline and checking myself, by then it's already too late. I can just get a real-time alert here. And then, because this is in Slack, immediately start collaborating with that rep. And this could be in a DM, this could be in a channel. We can send this anywhere. I can immediately start collaborating with that rep and say, hey, how do we help? How can we pull this in? How can we make sure this closes? If not for this quarter, for next quarter, all because I got that real-time alert in seconds. The same goes for large deals as well. If you have deals that are over a certain ARR, we can do that as well. Let's give you real-time visibility into how they're moving. Now, the last use case I want to show is called deal rooms. Essentially, what a deal room is a dedicated Slack channel for all deal-related communication. So you and the deal team will be here communicating on the deal, working together to make sure it closes. But at the same time, you'll be getting updates from Salesforce. So when the stage changes, you'll know. For Viacom, for example, you'll know. A call is logged, you'll immediately know. What's more important is, say I want to loop in a sales engineer, maybe at like stage 3 of this deal, rather than me having to send them Salesforce notes, send them call recordings, get on a call with them for them to get up to speed, I can just invite them to this channel, they can scroll up and immediately get all the context they need to start contributing to this deal and adding value. Not only that, but we'll proactively create these deal rooms. So you only need to set it up once, and we'll proactively create these deal rooms based on the criteria you set. Say the deal closes and we want to automatically loop in a CSM into this deal room so they can do the same, scroll up and get full context. We can automatically set that too based on criteria that you set up too. So hopefully this is helpful. There's, again, thousands of use cases here, and we'd be happy to demo you. Just feel free to reach out. Thanks.